let's unhaul some books. So in a recent video, I talked about some things that I'm just done with as a reader, things that I'm just over entertaining just for the sake of thinking that that's something I have to do to be a part of like the bookish community. And one of those things was just buying books just to have them, or buying books, keeping them on my shelf that I don't like but keeping books on my shelf that I don't love, that I'm not obsessed with, in love with, gonna read over and over and over again, for the rest of my life. I have precious little space on my shelves, and even if I didn't, like, there's no reason to keep books that I'm not in love with on my shelves. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm gonna do like a little book unhaul, and when I mean little, it's gonna be little because I don't really buy physical books like that, honestly. And if I own a physical book, it's usually because I picked it up in the store on a whim, which doesn't happen that much, or it's because I really like it, or I bought it because I thought I would really like it. So yeah, I'm just going to go through each shelf and see if I want to unhaul anything from it. All right, so starting up here at the top, this is my Legendborn shelf, and I love these books so much. I am in love with everything about them, and I cannot wait for book 3 to come out next year. So needless to say, Legendborn and Bloodmarked are staying. Also staying, my Grishaverse books. I love the Grishaverse. Shadow and Bone, and then the Six of Crows duology. That's as far as I've gotten. I don't know if I'm going to continue the Grishaverse, but like what I've read I love. And yeah, so I'm keeping everything here. Down here, so I love these books. I listen to them on Audible because they're free on there. If you didn't know, the Bridge Kingdom books, I look at it like a duology because these are the only two books that follow those characters, the Bridge Kingdom and the Traitor Queen. And I really enjoyed them. So yeah, I'm gonna keep them on my shelf because I did really enjoy them. These I love. This is a fantastic duology, and I never hear people talk about it, and people really should. For the Wolf, for the Throne, fantastic, love it. These two, I don't know if I'm ever gonna read that again, but I liked it. But I don't know if I'm ever gonna read that again. For now I'll keep it because I did enjoy it. Like, it was actually good. Daughter of the Pirate King, Daughter of the Siren Queen. They were a fun little ride for what they were. I'm not in love with them, but I don't hate them or dislike them or anything like that. And, maybe in the future I'll get rid of them. I'm going to turn it over in my head for a while and see what I come up with. One Dark Window I enjoyed, and so I'm going to keep it and read Two Twisted Crowns as well because I did enjoy this one. These I loved. Another pair that I kind of just look at. These are interconnected standalones. It's the Married to Magic series by Elise Kova. This one's kind of got like a Cinderella twist to it. The first one, maybe Beauty and the Beast. They're not like marketed as like fairy tale retellings, I don't believe, but they're good little cute fun stories. Arranged marriage, if that's your thing, and it is mine, so I like that. So I'm gonna keep those. Can't get that back in there one-handed right now, so we'll just leave it like that for now. It's kind of cute. Down here on this shelf, Keeping, I love it. It was fantastic. This one, I don't know, because I listened to it on Audible and I enjoyed it. Same thing with this. Like, I listened to Heart of the Raven Prince on Audible, enjoyed it. Listened to House of Salt and Sorrows, enjoyed it. I don't know if I'm ever going to sit there and, like, read the book, though. I might, though. This one's beautiful lyrical writing. I love it. I actually picked up the sequel to this one on Audible, and I like never finished it because it just didn't. This is a good complete story on its own. I wouldn't recommend the sequel, but I do recommend this one by itself, The Hazelwood. This one I really just didn't like. Kaylin Barron Kaylin Barron has been like disappointing me, you guys, ever since. I'm just being so for real. Ever since Cinderella is Dead, I was just like, oh, I got a new favorite author. I was so excited, and then I haven't liked anything she's done since. Like, this is the best thing that she's done since, pretty much, and it wasn't that great. It's a duology. I have them both on Audible, so I got rid of book 2 a while back. Book 1 is just pretty, and plus, I don't know. But I don't know. I don't see myself picking up more of her writing in the future, and I hate to say that. But yeah, I just don't think we're vibing. So, have some maybes on this shelf too. I'll come back to it. Next shelf, everything on it I love. Blood Like Magic duology, The Bells duology, Cinderella is Dead. I was just talking about how much I loved that. It's the book that kind of started my reading journey a couple years back. So, love everything on this shelf. Keeping. Down here, I haven't read anything on this shelf. Haven't read any of these books. So I'm not going to get rid of them just yet. I'm going to give them a chance. I've heard really great things about the Lightlark series. Heard good things about Divine Rivals, and heard good things about this trilogy too. I think it's getting turned into a movie soon, The Children of Blood and Bone. And yeah, so I'm excited to jump into those next year. Okay, so here we're actually going to start getting rid of stuff. I am going to be unhauling this whole trilogy, I believe, because I read Belladonna. And this is what I'm saying, you guys. I'm no longer going to buy like the whole series before I even read book 1, because I read Belladonna and it was good, it was fun, it was cute, and it was super underwhelming. And I don't need these physical books like on my I don't need these physical books on my shelf. I don't know if I'm going to continue the series, to be honest. Probably not, honestly. And so I'm going to go ahead and bite the bullet and unhaul Belladonna, Foxglove, and Wisteria. Excuse this clip, but I'm literally wedged in between like my bed and my beanbag chair. This is my thriller shelf, pretty much. Thriller mystery type shelf. I like listening to mystery thrillers, but reading them, not so much, to be 100% honest with you. I'll listen to them just like on the treadmill or while I'm falling asleep, weirdly enough, but I don't really like reading them. So I feel like I'm going to unhaul everything on the shelf, which might sound crazy, but I think I'm going to unhaul everything on the shelf besides Verity, because Verity just ate, you guys. Verity was that girl, and I'm gonna keep this, but I'm gonna just put it with like my very, very small dark romance, contemporary romance section that I'm gonna have, and I'm gonna unhaul everything else on here because I have all those on Audible. Listen to them, love them, will continue to listen to them forever and ever. I read this, it was cute, little mid, but it was fun, it was cute. But I don't need to own this. I'm never gonna like pick this up and read this again. And these, I'm really, really enjoying these, but I've been listening to them for free with Spotify Premium. And if I ever want to own them, I can on Audible. So yeah, these are good. These are better, I feel like, but those are really good, and I've been enjoying them. I only have this one left, and I've basically just been listening to them and not physically reading them anyway. So I'm gonna unhaul all of these. Okay, we are back up to the top of shelf number 2. We don't even need to discuss these. I love these. Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy is just spectacular, phenomenal. Speaking of spectacular, I'm also keeping all my Caraval books. And I got the newest book in that series, the Christmas one, Spectacular. It is over on my desk because it's on my December books on my radar. So keeping everything on the shelf. Down here, highly, can't say how highly enough I recommend these. Short chapters, fun storyline, twists and turns, and it feels like historical romance more than fantasy, but there are fantasy elements to it, and this is just too pretty. And plus, I just really do love and enjoy the story. Same here. I love this story more than I thought I was going to, and I can't wait to read this one. So keeping those. What I am going to get rid of is this. I got this because I heard a lot of talk about it at the time, but when I picked it up and read it, it's basically Bridgerton with like a little bitty bit of magic thrown in, and it's not as good as Bridgerton. It's nowhere near as juicy or as fun, so I'm unhauling this one. I'm so sorry. Filthy Rich Fae is that book that is turned backwards so that the sprayed edges are showing, because I just thought that was so cool and cute. This is by the same author that wrote the Filthy Rich Vampire series. I have only read book 1 in Filthy Rich Vampire, so I'm going to give this a try. I'm assuming it's going to be a series, like Filthy Rich Vampire has 4 books. So I'm going to just keep this on my shelf and give it a try, maybe in the new year, and we'll see what happens. So for now, it stays. Down here, nothing on the shelf is leaving. Love the shelf so much. Holly Black can do no wrong in my eyes. I love the Holly Black world. I love the Folk of the Air series. I hope that there are going to be more books in this series. This series, the Modern Fairy Tales, kind of connects to the Folk of the Air series. We see some familiar things mentioned from this series that pop up in here, so that's really cool, and I just love them. They all look like so pretty and fun here together. This is from Owl Crate. It's actually got a Cruel Prince quote on the inside of it, and it's got all kinds of Cruel Prince stuff all around it. Down here, this is kind of just like a mix of things, honestly. Got Little Thieves, which is another example of I don't need to own the physical book of everything that I read and like. I have recently decided this is a trilogy, or it's going to be a trilogy, to read the other books in the trilogy on Audible. I read this one on Audible, and I got the physical book, and I really enjoyed the book. So I am going to just have this one, and I'm not going to buy the rest of the trilogy. I might, honestly. I'm not even going to, if I enjoy it a lot. But for now, I'm just going to get them on Audible and see if I love it. And if I love them, I'll get them. But I'm going to do them on Audible first instead of owning them physically. Olivia Blake, One for My Enemy. Haven't read it, so I'm going to just keep it. It sounds right up my alley. Basically Romeo and Juliet, but with 2 rival witch families. The Wicked Deep I'm going to keep. I loved this book. Highly recommend. Our Crooked Hearts, especially in like October, fall time. Really good book. I love Thistlefoot, keeping it forever, gonna read it again and again. Gothicana, enjoyed. It's kind of magical realism, paranormal, dark romance, I guess is how I describe that. The Darkest Minds, trilogy, and yes, I do say trilogy because that last one doesn't count. I haven't read it, and I don't think, not The Darkest Legacy, but the one that it's like the 3 short stories bound up together. It came in the set with them, but I'm like, meh, I'm okay. This book was good. This book was fantastic. This book was very mid, but it like ended the story well, so it's fine. It's fine. Down here, loved this. Cannot wait for book 2. Really enjoyed After the Forest. This is Heartless Winter, by the way. And then this one, what is it called? Oh, Sleep Like Death. Kaylin Barron, Letting Me Down. But that one was okay. It was all right. So I'm going to keep it. Plus it's pretty, so I'm keeping it. But that one, it really wasn't awful. So I'm keeping it. I have all these like with the solid sprayed edges on this shelf because I think they're cool looking together. Down on the next shelf, I'm thinking about The Darkest Minds, and I'm thinking like, do I actually need to keep it? Because I read these on Audible, and I'm just like, do I need to own those? And I'm leaning towards a no, to be 100% real. I'm leaning very hard towards no, because if I'm being honest, if I'm going to enjoy these again, I'm gonna do it on Audible, to be so for real. Because when I read like physically, I like reading fantasy because it is so immersive. This is a cool world, but it's very much like our world. It's just dystopian. So I'm thinking that I'm gonna get rid of these and just keep my Audible versions. This tower of books is about to fall down next to me. Let me show you. Like, this is my unhaul pile so far. Okay, so down here, these are all Owl Crate books with printed edges, and so I just have them turned backwards. This is What the River Knows, Where the Library Hides. These are duologies, and I did buy the series here without reading book one, so hopefully I like book one and book two. This one, these are hard to get out. They're very tall. Hold on. We'll start here. Okay, so this one, Immortal Dark, I'm going to save that for next fall. This one I'm probably also going to save for next fall. At the End of the River Styx. I love Greek mythology. I love any mythology, by the way, but Greek mythology is where I kind of cut my teeth. Castle of the Cursed. I think this is going to be a series. Not sure. Gonna save that for next fall, too. And then this one, look how beautiful this is. It's so stunning. For She Is Wrath. I am going to probably read that in the springtime. I don't know why, it's just giving spring to me. There's nothing down there on that shelf. It's just a box where I keep Owl Crate things, like Owl Crate decor, and since the shelf is empty. And then this is actually my first book that I wrote and had bound up in paperback and is actually for sale on Amazon still. And then next shelf. So yeah, keeping everything on that last shelf, obviously. This book is the only thing on this shelf. It's just a bind up of the Grimm's fairy tales, most of them anyway. I recently discovered when I tried to read The Elves and the Shoemaker that it is not in there, but thankfully I found a PDF free online, so I can still read that in December this month when I wanted to. This is a duology. I don't know if there's going to be more, but this is from the same author as the Daughter of the Pirate King duology. And it's The Shadows Between Us, and what's this other one called? The Darkness Within Us. And this is about a girl who I think marries the king to try to kill him and get the kingdom, but like his son shows up, and I think her and his son fall in love or something. I don't know, but it sounded juicy and cool, so I'm going to read those in the new year. And then last couple shelves here. So these are the ones I'm like very, very iffy about. So these are all just romances, and I'm not, those, did you hear my fingers pop? It's where I've been holding this phone and like my fingers just popped. Anyways, these are all just romances, and I don't really read just straight up romances, honestly, because I get bored, okay? I need like some magic. I need something going on. Hence the dark romances, which are better because there is something going on. Do you like my little skull bottle? I got it like during spooky season, and I think it's cool just like next to the dark romances. But anyways, I like dark romances, but I don't like them too dark. Some of these are a little too dark. They're okay, like I'm okay with them, but I wouldn't say if you're new to dark romance, don't cut your teeth there. I would cut them here, My Dark Romeo, My Dark Desire. I love these books, so I'm keeping those. I'm also keeping Hooked. This is the only book I liked from there, from her Never After Novels series. This Emily McIntyre. I have issues with Scarred. I liked Twisted though. Twisted was really good, and I might actually get that physically because I listened to that on Audible, but I'm not interested in the rest of them. Tried Scarred, had a lot of issues with it. So, but yeah, I'm gonna keep these three. I'm gonna get rid of this because I don't really read like YA romances. Like I get bored, like I said, YA romantasy all day, every day. But no, this was a really good book though. I didn't love it as much as like everybody tried to hype it up. Really, a really good book that is similar to this, has similar feel to this, but it's a lot better, is Woke Up Like This. And I just had it on a whim on like Kindle First Reads. I think I got it for free or for $1 or something like that, and it was really, really good. I highly, highly, highly recommend that one. Really enjoyed it. This I have never read, but this is the author of my Heartstopper books, but I think I'm gonna actually give this one to my niece or get rid of it or whatever. I'm gonna unhaul it because like I said, it is a YA romance, and I'm just not like I'm sorry I say like so much, you guys. I'm trying to stop doing that because I don't, yeah, I hate the sound of it too. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to ever read it, and this is just one I picked up in Target on a whim, so I'm going to go ahead and unhaul that one. This I really enjoyed, but to be honest, I don't think I'm ever going to read it again. It was cool, it was fun, it was a ride. Not really a ride, it was okay. I'm gonna think that one over. Actually, it was all right. These I'm keeping. Everything was like so much better than I expected it to be. I really enjoy the movie too. I love the story. I love the characters. I love the way this is written because it's not just a straight novel. Like, oh, I'm sorry. Some of the story is told through emails and drawings and diagrams and text messages and pictures. It's very interesting, and it goes so quickly, but there's so much depth to it. Instructions for dancing, not so much. I wanted to read another Nicola Yoon book. It's not as good as this one, but it's still really good. Has really good lessons. I shed a tear or two, and it has magical realism, which that was my first magical realism book, and I actually quite enjoyed it. Check and Mate, Allie Hazelwood is hilariously funny, and so I'm gonna keep that. And then there's Verity. So unhauling this and this for sure. Still thinking about that. And then I'm keeping all my Heartstopper graphic novels. Love Heartstopper. Can't wait for the 6th and final one to come out. But yeah, I'm gonna try to combine like this shelf and this shelf together, just so all my books that are not fantasy books are in one place. Okay, so I didn't quite make that work, but I feel it's good enough. Like I could put, oh, I'm sorry about all the like, now that I've mentioned it, I keep saying it, I keep noticing it. But I have room for my last Heartstopper book, and I can put something else, something cute on top of there when I put it in there and see how much space I've got. I put my other contemporary romances over there, and then I got my dark romances over here. This is the Monsters and Muses series. Then I got Hooked in Verity, and then over here is the I don't know what this was called, My Dark Romeo and My Dark Desire. There's one more coming out, I think, with the third friend centered around him, and I put those down there with my little skull potion bottle thing. I have 3 empty shelves, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 shelves of room to grow, 5 if you count that one. And so I think that's pretty good. And I unhauled all of these books. Pretty impressive. Did not expect it to be this many, but so yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.